Public universities may be in for tough times as lecturers continue to leave the system in droves for greener pastures abroad, thereby putting the future of Nigeria's tertiary education in jeopardy. The looming crisis, if not checked, will not only lead to an acute shortage of teaching staff, but also affects the quality of teachers or teaching in the institutions. Now joining me on the news to discuss this is Abiodun Dada, a lecturer at the University of Ibadan. Thank you so much for joining me, Abiodun. Now, Nigeria is still reeling from the mass departure from its health sector. And now the education system, with more than 50% resignation of lecturers. What are your thoughts on this recent development, given the high figure?
Yes, thank you very much. This is one of the ripple effects we see from a government who failed to plan. When the government is coming up with a policy, the policy that cuts across all Nigerians, and they are taking the decision all alone. A policy that a feasibility study was not conducted, impact assessment was not done to find out the effect of this particular policy on average Nigerians. Now, talking about academic staff or lecturers generally in the university, we are going through a lot. Apart from the fact that fuel subsidy was removed, which actually created a major impact, a major effect on Nigerian lecturers. The economic hardship is biting so hard that an average Nigerian, even a lecturer, cannot afford 3 square meal in a day. Why won't they go? Why won't they travel? It's becoming so difficult. It's becoming so intense now that Nigerians, we can no longer afford, food, 3 square meal per day. We can no longer afford even research. The teaching, the quality of the teachers, the teaching is very, very low. Research conduct generally in Nigeria among academic staff, they are very low. Government is not funding some of this research. It's becoming very difficult. You see some of the lecturers going for international, looking for international aids or support to conduct the research. It is unfair on an average Nigerian. It's becoming tough and tough every day. Currently, I heard that they have withdrawn some of the support they are giving to some of these professional bodies. Nigerian universities generally. Then how do we progress? How do we move forward as academic staff? And one thing is sacrosanct. If you could not publish, you won't be promoted career-wise. So that means we'll be in one spot if we cannot, benefit from the support of the government in moving. How much is our money? That we'll be using our money to make publications, to do papers, to write articles, for promotion. So I feel like government needs to do a lot concerning this particular aspect.
All right, Abiodun, can you tell us what are the effects of brain drain on the education institutions in Nigeria? Now, seeing that the union ASU attributes these lectures' immigration to low pay, and what is the latest concerning the unpaid salaries during the 2022 ASU strike? We know that they've embarked on these strikes a lot lately.
Yes, the effect of this brain drain. Now, from the question you asked initially, 50% of the lecturers had already left, meaning that you have less than 50%, that are left in Nigeria. So which means there will be too much, burden, physical burden, emotional burden, on some of the lecturers that are left behind. So they have a lot of students and a lot of, administrative and academic activities to undo. There will be burden, which may result into stress. I don't know whether you are aware, in the last 2-3 weeks, most professors, lecturers in some of these tertiary institutions in Nigeria are just slumping and they are dying. In UIA and some other institutions in the last 3 weeks, 2, 3, 4 lecturers died. They said they slumped because of stress. Stress is one of the major factors. See, some of these people, apart from the fact that they are working, they have their primary place of work, they also have other institutions too that they are attached to, that they are doing consultancy services, community services for them, just because they want to put food on their table. The effect is the stress and the burden will be too much. Apart from that, the quality of our teaching will be a little low, because if we have, if 5, 6 lecturers are to handle a course and you have 2 or 3 left to handle same course, you see that the quality of the teaching that will be dishing out will be extremely low. So I feel like some of these things need to be corrected and looked into, for educational system in Nigeria to, return to where it was before.
All right, we know when it comes to brain drain,
Thank
it's
you.
quite a touchy subject, and there have been so many solutions, resolutions, but little or no implementation. But how can the government deal with the intricate dynamics of brain drain within the nation? That's if the appropriate steps were taken. Is there still a chance that these lecturers will return to Nigeria?
Definitely. I feel like my suggestive solution could be in two forms. Short-term solution and long-term solution. Short-term solution has to do with, provision of more funds by the government, for tertiary institutions in Nigeria, for recruitment exercise, for manpower planning, and also to provide better welfare packages, for staff, and other emolument. Then they should also increase, the working conditions, of the tertiary institutions in Nigeria, the light, the water, the, provision of adequate teaching facilities, internet, research facilities, and all of that. All these are short-term solutions. But for long-term, there is need for government to design, strategic manpower planning, for higher institutions. There is need for government, to institutions generally to be engaged in staff development programs, establishment of more postgraduate educations and sponsorship of research or postgraduate research generally in Nigeria. When you look at it, an average Nigerian, you want to have your master's, PhD, there is no supportive fund for all this. You have to work hard, extra hard, to ensure you have an higher education. I feel like government needs to do more in this aspect. When all these are put into consideration and we have strategic plans in place, things will work. And we have adequate welfare packages, emolument for staff. Things will return to normal.
Well, thank you so much for your time on this topic. Abiodun, Dada, thank you so much. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.